The arrival. The first sign that something was amiss came from an amateur astronomer in New Zealand. Sarah Chen, a 16-year-old high school student with a passion for stargazing, noticed an unusual pattern of movement among the stars one crisp autumn night. At first, she dismissed it as a satellite or space debris, but as she continued to observe, she realized that the object's trajectory didn't match any known man-made orbit. Excited by her discovery, Sarah posted her findings on an online astronomy forum. Within hours, professional astronomers worldwide were turning their instruments towards the anomaly. What they found sent shockwaves through the scientific community and soon the entire world. It wasn't just one object. It was an entire fleet. Dr. Amit Patel, the lead astronomer at the Arecibo Observatory in Puerto Rico, was the first to confirm the nature of the approaching objects. These are definitely not natural phenomena, he announced in a hastily organized press conference. The uniformity of their movement and the clear formation they maintain suggest an intelligent origin. We are looking at what appears to be a fleet of extraterrestrial spacecraft. The news spread like wildfire. Governments scrambled to respond. Stock markets plummeted, and the public reaction ranged from panic to excitement. In the days that followed, every telescope on Earth and in orbit was trained on the approaching fleet. As the alien ships drew closer, more details emerged. The fleet consisted of over 100 vessels of varying sizes, with one massive ship at its center that dwarfed all the others. Their technology was clearly far beyond anything humanity had achieved, with propulsion systems that defy our understanding of physics. In Washington, D.C., President Elena Reyes called an emergency meeting of her national security team. The atmosphere in the Situation Room was tense as military leaders, scientists, and intelligence officials debated the best course of action. What are our options if they prove hostile? The president asked, her voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. General Marcus Stone, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, cleared his throat. Madam President, I won't sugarcoat this. If their technology is as advanced as it appears, our conventional defenses would be like throwing rocks at a tank. However, he paused, glancing at a woman sitting quietly at the end of the table. We may have an ace up our sleeve. All eyes turned to Dr. Lydia Zhang, the enigmatic head of the Ultra-Deep Black Projects Division. She had been brought into the meeting under the utmost secrecy, and even the president wasn't fully aware of the extent of her work. Dr. Zhang spoke softly, but with unmistakable confidence. For the past 2 decades, we've been reverse engineering technology recovered from several UFO crash sites. While we've kept this information from the public, we've made significant breakthroughs. We have prototype energy shields, advanced AI systems, and weaponry that utilizes principles of quantum mechanics. The room fell silent as the implications sank in. President Reyes leaned forward, her eyes intense. Why am I only hearing about this now? Plausible deniability. Madam President, Dr. Zhang replied calmly. The fewer people who knew, the less chance of leaks. But now, with this threat looming, it's time to bring our full capabilities to bear. As the meeting continued, plans were set in motion. Around the world, other nations were having similar conversations, revealing their own secret projects and technological advancements. The approach of the alien fleet had done something unprecedented. It had united Earth in a common cause. In the days that followed, the world changed. Governments revealed the existence of advanced technologies to their citizens, explaining that they had been developed in secret to protect against just such a threat. Global defense systems were activated, hidden bases emerged from underground bunkers and beneath the seas, and a planetary shield grid, long thought to be science fiction, began to power up. Yet even as humanity prepared for the worst, efforts at communication continued. Radio telescopes broadcast messages of peace in every known language and mathematical sequence. The hope was that the aliens might be explorers, like humanity's own space programs, seeking knowledge and friendship. But as the fleet entered the solar system, passing Jupiter's orbit, their intent became clear. The ships began to accelerate, breaking formation into attack clusters. Earth's long-range sensors detected energy buildups consistent with weapon systems powering up. In orbit, the International Space Station, now retrofitted with advanced sensor suites, sent its final transmission before evacuating. Commander Yuki Tanaka's voice was solemn but determined as she addressed the people of Earth. To all of humanity, this is Commander Tanaka of the ISS. We have visual confirmation of the alien fleet. Their weapons are hot, and their trajectory indicates hostile intent. But do not lose hope. For centuries, we have looked to the stars and wondered if we were alone. Now we know we are not, and while this is not the first contact we dreamed of, it is the challenge we have prepared for. Earth is our home, and we will defend it. Stay strong, stay united. Humanity has faced extinction before, and we have always prevailed. We will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. This is our planet, and we're going to show these aliens exactly what humanity is capable of. As the ISS crew boarded their advanced escape pods, the eyes of every person on Earth turned skyward. The alien fleet was now visible as points of light in the night sky, growing brighter by the hour. In cities, towns, and villages across the globe, people gathered in streets and squares, in homes and shelters. There was fear, yes, but also a growing resolve. For the first time in history, humanity stood truly united. Old conflicts were set aside. Borders became meaningless in the face of a threat to all. In a historic joint session, the United Nations unanimously voted to form a global defense force, pooling the resources and knowledge of every nation. As the alien fleet approached, Earth made its final preparations. The planetary shield hummed to life, a shimmering dome of energy encompassing the entire planet. Hidden bases around the world activated, revealing sleek spacecraft of human design, incorporating both reverse-engineered alien technology and humanity's own innovations. In command centers across the globe, military leaders stood ready. Scientists monitored complex systems, ready to analyze every aspect of the coming confrontation. And in homes everywhere, ordinary people steeled themselves for what was to come, ready to play their part in whatever way they could. The aliens had come expecting an easy conquest, a primitive world ripe for the taking. What they would find was a united Earth, armed with determination, ingenuity, and a few technological surprises of its own. As the first shots of the battle were about to be fired, one thing became clear: humanity would not go down without a fight, and the invaders were in for one hell of a surprise. The stage was set. The greatest battle in Earth's history was about to begin, and the fate of humanity hung in the balance. First contact. As the alien fleet entered Earth's orbit, an eerie calm settled over the planet. The global defense grid hummed with energy, its shield a gossamer veil between humanity and the unknown. In command centers worldwide, fingers hovered over controls, ready to unleash Earth's newfound technological might at a moment's notice. Then, unexpectedly, the alien ships halted their advance. For several tense minutes, they remained motionless, a menacing constellation against the starry backdrop. Suddenly, every screen on Earth flickered to life, broadcasting the same image: a towering insectoid creature with iridescent exoskeleton and compound eyes that seemed to shimmer with intelligence. The alien spoke, its mandibles clicking in a rhythm that Earth's hastily assembled translation AI struggled to decipher. After a moment, a mechanical voice echoed through every speaker. "Beings of the blue planet, we are the Zarkoth Imperium. Your world has been selected for integration into our glorious empire. Resistance is unnecessary and will only lead to your destruction. Submit, and you may yet serve a purpose in the cosmic order." In the UN Security Council chamber, now serving as Earth's unified command center, stunned silence gave way to a flurry of activity. World leaders conferred in hushed tones while military commanders awaited orders. President Elena Reyes of the United States, chosen to speak for humanity in this crucial moment, stepped forward. Her voice was steady as she addressed the alien broadcast. "Zarkoth Imperium, we hear your words, but Earth is not yours to take. We are not a primitive species to be conquered or a resource to be exploited. We are humanity, and we choose our own destiny." The alien commander's compound eyes seemed to pulse with an unreadable emotion. "Your defiance is noted, but futile. Our scans show your technology to be primitive, your defenses laughable. You have one planetary rotation to reconsider. After that, we will commence cleansing protocols." As the transmission cut off, a mix of fear and determination swept through the command center. General Stone turned to President Reyes, his expression grim. "Madam President, it seems diplomacy is off the table. What are your orders?" Reyes' eyes hardened with resolve. "They think us weak, General. It's time we showed them how wrong they are. Initiate Operation Trojan Horse." Across the globe, hidden facilities sprang into action. In the depths of the Mariana Trench, a secret base launched a swarm of nanobots into the ocean. These microscopic marvels, products of human ingenuity and reverse-engineered alien tech, began their ascent, propelled by currents and their own advanced propulsion systems. Meanwhile, in a classified facility beneath the Gobi Desert, Dr. Lydia Zhang oversaw the activation of the Quantum Entanglement Network. This revolutionary communication system, undetectable by conventional means, would allow Earth's forces to coordinate without the aliens intercepting their transmissions. As these covert operations unfolded, humanity presented a very different face to the Zarkoth. News channels broadcast scenes of panic and disarray. Military units made a show of mobilizing outdated equipment. It was a carefully choreographed performance, designed to reinforce the aliens' perception of Earth as a vulnerable, technologically inferior world. High above, aboard the Zarkoth command ship, Supreme Commander Vexkor observed the planet with disdain. His subordinate, Sub-Commander Zalfar, approached with a report. "Supreme Commander, our scans confirm the humans' primitive state. Their most advanced weapons are based on chemical propellants and crude fission devices. Their attempt at a planetary shield is laughable. Our lowest-yield weapons could shatter it with ease." Vexkor's mandibles clicked in what passed for a smile in his species. "As expected, Zalfar. These humans are like all the others, arrogant in their ignorance, blind to their own insignificance. Prepare the first wave. Let's remind them of their place in the universe." But as the Zarkoth prepared their assault, they remained oblivious to the true extent of Earth's preparations. The nanobots had reached low orbit, invisible to the alien sensors. They began to infiltrate the outer hulls of the Zarkoth ships, their quantum processors already working to decrypt alien systems. On the far side of the moon, hidden from both Earth and the alien fleet, a top-secret lunar base activated. This facility, unknown even to most world governments, housed humanity's most advanced spacecraft. These vessels, sleek and lethal, incorporated technology that pushed the boundaries of human understanding. They powered up silently, ready to launch at a moment's notice. Back on Earth, in labs and workshops around the world, scientists and engineers worked feverishly to refine last-minute innovations. Dr. Ken Sato, a brilliant physicist from Tokyo, put the finishing touches on a device that could manipulate gravitational fields. In a garage in Lagos, Nigeria, a teenage prodigy named Adebayo Okonkwo completed an AI algorithm that could predict and counter alien battle strategies in real time. As the deadline approached, President Reyes addressed the world once more. Her words were broadcast globally, a rallying cry for humanity. "Citizens of Earth, the hour of our greatest challenge is upon us. The Zarkoth believe us weak, divided, and primitive. They expect us to kneel before them, to surrender our home and our future. But they don't know us. They don't know our history, our resilience, our unyielding spirit. We are the species that rose from caves to touch the stars. We've faced extinction before, from ice ages, from plagues, from our own folly. And each time, we've emerged stronger. Yes, The enemy above us is advanced. Yes, they are powerful, but we have something they can never understand: the unbreakable will of a free people fighting for their home. In our darkest hours, we've always found our greatest strength. And make no mistake, our hour of triumph is coming. To the Zarkov, I say this: you have gravely underestimated humanity. You see our cities and mistake them for the extent of our capabilities. You scan our broadcasts and think you know our limits. But our true strength lies not in our technology, but in our spirit. A spirit you're about to witness firsthand. To my fellow humans, stand ready. The road ahead will be hard, but we will walk it together. Every one of us has a role to play in the coming battle, whether on the front lines or in keeping our societies functioning. Trust in each other, support one another, and remember, we are one people, one planet, united against those who would take our future from us. The Zarkov came expecting to find an easy conquest. Instead, they're going to learn a harsh lesson about humanity. We will not submit. We will not surrender. We are humanity. And this is our home, and we're about to show the universe exactly what we're capable of. As Raya's words echoed across the planet, a sense of purpose and unity swept through humanity. In cities and villages, people gathered to comfort and support one another. Volunteers mobilized in vast numbers, ready to assist in whatever way they could. The panic that the Zarkov had expected to see was nowhere in evidence. Instead, there was a steely determination, a collective will to survive and triumph. Aboard the Zarkov command ship, Vexcor watched the human broadcasts with growing irritation. "They still resist," he growled. "Commence the attack. Let's crush their spirit quickly and be done with this." As the alien ships began to move into attack formation, they remained unaware of the invisible swarm of nanobots now fully integrated into their systems. They didn't detect the stealthy human ships emerging from behind the moon, or the quantum-entangled communications guiding Earth's true defense grid. The Zarkov had come expecting an easy victory over a primitive world. What they were about to face was humanity unleashed, creative, determined, and far more dangerous than they could have ever imagined. The battle for Earth was about to begin, and the aliens were in for a rude awakening. As the first Zarkov weapons powered up, targeting Earth's major cities, humanity held its breath. The moment of truth had arrived, and in command centers, cockpits, and homes around the world, a single thought echoed: "Bring it on." Covert operations. As the Zarkov fleet prepared to unleash their first devastating strike on Earth, humanity's hidden assets sprang into action. The nanobots that had infiltrated the alien ships began their work, executing a plan that was equal parts audacity and ingenuity. Dr. Lydia Jung sat in the heart of the Quantum Command Center, her fingers flying over holographic controls. "Nanobots are in position," she reported, her voice tense but controlled. "Initiating Operation Trojan Horse. Now." Across the Zarkov fleet, the microscopic infiltrators activated simultaneously. They began to rewrite the aliens' targeting systems with subtle, almost undetectable alterations. Weapon trajectories were nudged off course by fractions of a degree, shield frequencies were incrementally misaligned, and communication protocols were seeded with nearly imperceptible delays. Aboard the Zarkov command ship, Supreme Commander Vexcor gave the order to fire. "Let the humans witness true power," he declared, mandibles clicking in anticipation. "Target their largest population centers. Show no mercy." The alien weapons discharge, lances of energy so potent they ionized the very air they passed through. But as they streaked towards Earth, something unprecedented occurred. The planetary shield, which the Zarkov had dismissed as primitive, shimmered and pulsed. The incoming fire struck the barrier and dissipated. Vexcor's compound eyes widened in disbelief. Impossible. Fire again. Increase power to maximum. But with each volley, the results were the same. Earth's shield held firm, the alien weapons proving far less effective than projected. What the Zarkov couldn't know was that the nanobots had subtly altered their weapon frequencies, bringing them into perfect harmony with the shield's resonance. The humans weren't just defending. They were using the aliens' own energy against them. As confusion spread through the Zarkov fleet, Earth unveiled the next phase of its plan. From hidden bases around the planet, squadrons of advanced fighter craft took to the skies. These weren't the crude jets the aliens had detected earlier, but sleek, hyperagile vessels that incorporated both human innovation and reverse-engineered alien tech. Colonel Kira Chen, leader of the Tiger Squadron, felt a surge of adrenaline as her fighter screamed into the upper atmosphere. All wings, report in. She commanded over the quantum-entangled comm system. Red wing, standing by. Blue wing, ready to rock. Green wing, itching for a fight. Chen allowed herself a grim smile. Remember your training, people. We're not just pilots today. We're humanity's vanguard. Tiger Squadron, engage. The Earth fighters struck with a ferocity that caught the Zarkov completely off guard. Employing maneuvers that seemed to defy physics, they danced through the alien formation, their weapons finding weak points with uncanny precision. Sub-Commander Zalfar's voice was edged with panic as he reported to Vexicor. Supreme Commander, the humans. Their technology, it's not possible. Our scans were wrong. Vexicor snarled, his earlier confidence evaporating. Launch all fighters. Crush these insects. But as the Zarkov scrambled to respond, they faced yet another surprise. The lunar base, hidden on the far side of the moon, revealed itself. Massive railguns, powered by cold fusion reactors, began to fire. Each projectile, guided by AI and quantum mechanics, threaded through the chaos of the battle with impossible accuracy, striking critical systems on the larger Zarkov ships. Back on Earth, in the Quantum Command Center, President Rice watched the unfolding battle with a mixture of hope and trepidation. Dr. Zhang, she said, turning to the scientist, it's time for Phase 2. Are you ready? Zhang nodded, her expression resolute. The quantum entanglement network is fully operational, Madam President. We can deploy the EMP weapons at your command. Rice took a deep breath, weighing the magnitude of the decision. These weapons, developed in secret, were a one-shot gamble. If they worked, they could turn the tide decisively. If they failed, do it, she ordered. Zhang's fingers danced over her console. Across the globe, hidden EMP emitters powered up. But these weren't conventional electromagnetic pulse weapons. They operated on a quantum level, designed to target specific energy frequencies used by the Zarkov technology. As the pulse went out, it passed harmlessly through Earth's defenses and human technology. But among the alien fleet, the effect was catastrophic. Ships suddenly lost power, weapon systems went offline, and communication networks dissolved into static. Aboard the Zarkov command ship, alarms blared as systems failed across the board. Vexicor, for the first time in his long military career, felt the cold grip of fear. What's happening? He demanded. Zalfar, frantically working at a malfunctioning console, shook his head in disbelief. It's everything, Supreme Commander. We're losing control of the entire fleet. As the Zarkov reeled from this invisible attack, Earth pressed its advantage. The fighter squadrons, now joined by larger battleships emerging from hidden orbital stations, tore into the disoriented alien fleet. Colonel Chen's voice crackled over the comm as her squadron decimated a group of Zarkov fighters. Command, this is Tiger Leader. The buggers are on the run. Permission to press the attack. In the Quantum Command Center, General Stone looked to President Reyes, who nodded grimly. Permission granted, Tiger Leader, Stone replied. Show them no quarter. The battle raged on, with humanity's forces systematically dismantling the once mighty Zarkov fleet. The aliens, caught between disbelief and desperation, fought back with increasing ferocity, but they were outmatched at every turn. As the conflict reached its peak, a new player entered the field. From a secret base deep in the Amazon rainforest, a sleek vessel unlike any other rose into the sky. This was the culmination of Project Daedalus, a ship that combined the most advanced human and reverse-engineered alien technology. At its helm stood Captain Zara Okafor, a brilliant tactician chosen to lead this ultimate weapon into battle. "Daedalus to command," she reported, her voice steady despite the weight of expectation. "We are airborne and combat-ready." President Ray's voice came through, clear and determined. "You know your mission, Captain. End this." As the Daedalus streaked towards the heart of the battle, its advanced cloaking technology rendering it invisible to both friend and foe, Captain Okafor addressed her crew. "Men and women of the Daedalus, the fate of our world rests in our hands." The Zarkoth came to our home expecting to find easy prey. Instead, they found humanity, creative, resilient, and unwilling to go quietly into the night. Now, we're going to show them the full extent of their mistake. The ship's quantum drives hummed to life, propelling it through the chaos of the battle with unmatched speed and agility. Its weapons, a combination of gravitational manipulation and exotic particle physics, began to target the largest Zarkoth vessels. Back on the alien command ship, Supreme Commander Vexkor watched in horror as his fleet was systematically dismantled by an enemy he had gravely underestimated. The humans weren't just fighting back, they were winning. As the Daedalus closed in on its primary target, Vexkor's command ship, the Zarkoth leader felt something he had never experienced before: the bitter taste of defeat. He realized, too late, the fatal flaw in the Imperium's strategy. They had judged humanity by its apparent technology, by the transmissions and signals they had intercepted. They had never considered that a species might hide its true capabilities, might present a false face to the galaxy. With a resigned click of his mandibles, Vexkor turned to his second-in-command. "Zalfar," he said, his voice heavy with the weight of realization. "Send the signal. To all ships. We surrender." As the surrender message went out across the battered Zarkoth fleet, a cheer erupted through the human forces. In the Quantum Command Center, tears of joy and relief flowed freely. President Reyes, her composure finally breaking, allowed herself a moment of pure, unadulterated triumph. But even as humanity celebrated its victory, the leaders knew that this was just the beginning. The galaxy now knew of Earth, of humanity's capabilities and their unyielding spirit. More challenges would come, but they would face them as they had faced the Zarkoth, with ingenuity, unity, and the unbreakable will to forge their own destiny among the stars. As the Daedalus took up position alongside the Zarkoth command ship, Captain Okafor's voice resonated across all channels, a declaration to friends, foes, and any others watching from the depths of space. "This is humanity. We come in peace, but we will defend our home with every fiber of our being. Remember this day, for it marks not the end, but a beginning. Earth is under our protection, and we are here to stay." The battle was over, but humanity's journey to the stars had just begun. A new dawn. The days following humanity's victory over the Zarkoth were a whirlwind of activity, emotion, and revelation. As the dust settled and the adrenaline of battle faded, the true magnitude of what had transpired began to sink in. Humanity had not only survived its first contact with an advanced alien civilization, but had emerged victorious against overwhelming odds. In orbit above Earth, the remnants of the once mighty Zarkoth fleet hung motionless, their crews now prisoners of war. The Daedalus, humanity's crowning technological achievement, maintained a vigilant watch, a symbol of Earth's newfound power and responsibility. On the surface, the world was caught between celebration and contemplation. Street parties erupted in cities across the globe, people of all nations united in their joy and relief. Yet in government buildings and military installations, leaders grappled with the monumental tasks that lay ahead. President Elena Reyes stood before the United Nations General Assembly, her posture straight, her eyes bright with the fire of possibility. The chamber was packed, with representatives from every nation hanging on her every word. This speech would set the tone for humanity's future among the stars. Distinguished delegates, citizens of Earth, she began, her voice carrying the weight of history. We stand at a crossroads unlike any our species has faced before. The Zarkov came to our world expecting to find an easy conquest. Instead, they found humanity, united, defiant, and far more capable than they could have imagined. She paused, letting her gaze sweep across the assembly. But our victory, hard-fought and well-earned, is not an end. It is a beginning. We have announced our presence to the galaxy in no uncertain terms. And now we must decide what kind of galactic citizens we will be. As Reyes spoke, screens around the world and aboard the orbiting ships displayed images of the battle's aftermath. The Zarkov prisoners, insectoid features now more pitiable than menacing, were being treated with a level of compassion that seemed to surprise them. Human medical teams worked alongside hastily programmed translator AIs, tending to injured aliens with the same care they showed their own kind. We could choose the path of vengeance, Rice continued, her tone somber. We could use our newfound power to subjugate the Zarkov, to turn their imperium into our own. There are those who would argue this is what they deserve, that we should treat them as they intended to treat us. A murmur ran through the assembly, some nodding in agreement, others shifting uncomfortably. But that is not who we are, Rice declared, her voice rising with conviction. Throughout our history, humanity has faced countless challenges, wars, and disasters. Yet time and again, we have emerged not just survivors, but builders, creators, visionaries. We have always reached for the stars, driven by an insatiable curiosity and an unshakable hope for a better future. On the screens, new images appeared. Human scientists working side by side with Zarkov engineers, poring over schematics and exchanging ideas. In orbital shipyards, teams of humans and aliens work together to repair damaged vessels, the beginnings of a cooperative effort. We have an opportunity now to forge a new path, Rice continued, to show the galaxy that strength and compassion are not mutually exclusive, that a species can be both formidable in war and gracious in victory. We will not repeat the mistakes of the Zarkov. We will not build an empire based on subjugation and fear. In the depths of the Amazon, the secret base that had housed Project Daedalus was being transformed. Dr. Lydia Zhang stood at the entrance of what would soon become the Earth Diplomatic Corps Academy. Beside her, looking somewhat out of place in the lush greenery, stood Zalfar, the former Zarkov sub-commander. Your people continue to surprise us, Zalfar clicked, his mandibles moving in what Zhang had come to recognize as a gesture of respect. We came as conquerors, yet you offer us a chance at redemption. Zhang smiled, her eyes twinkling with the excitement of scientific discovery. That's the thing about humans, Zalfar. We're endlessly adaptable. And we've learned through our own long, often painful history that the path of mutual understanding is always preferable to endless conflict. Back at the UN, President Reyes was approaching the crescendo of her speech. Today, we announced the formation of the Earth Alliance, not just a union of nations, but a commitment to a set of principles. We will explore the stars not as conquerors, but as explorers and diplomats. We will defend our world and our values fiercely, but we will also extend the hand of friendship to those who seek peaceful coexistence. As she spoke, classified files were being released to the public, revealing the full extent of humanity's technological achievements. The reverse-engineered alien tech, the quantum entanglement network, the advanced AI systems, all of it was laid bare. It was a radical move towards transparency, a statement that in this new era, humanity would stand united and informed. To the Zarkov, Rise addressed the alien prisoners directly. Knowing her words were being translated and broadcast to the fleet in orbit, we offer you a choice. Those who wish to return to your Imperium will be allowed to do so, carrying with you the message of Earth's strength and mercy. But to those who wish to stay, To help us build a new future of cooperation between our species, we open our arms in welcome. The reaction among the Zarkoth was mixed. Some chittered in disbelief, unable to comprehend this show of magnanimity from a species they had sought to conquer. Others, like Zalthar, saw an opportunity for a new beginning, a chance to be part of something greater than the cyclical conquests of the Imperium. And to any other civilizations out there watching, Rise continued, her voice ringing with determination. Know this: Earth is not to be trifled with. We are not an easy target or a primitive backwater. We are humanity, innovative, resilient, and now, a united force on the galactic stage. We seek friendship, but we will not hesitate to defend ourselves and our allies with every means at our disposal. As Ray's speech concluded, a thunderous applause erupted in the UN chamber and in gatherings around the world. It was a cathartic release, a collective expression of pride, hope, and determination for the future. In orbit, aboard the Daedalus, Captain Zara Okafor watched the proceedings with a sense of profound satisfaction. Her crew, a mix of humans and a few Zarkoth who had chosen to cooperate, worked seamlessly together, a microcosm of the future Rice had just outlined. "Captain," her XO reported, excitement evident in his voice, "we're picking up some unusual readings from the edge of the solar system. It looks like another ship, not Zarkoth." Okafor straightened, a mix of anticipation and wariness coursing through her. "First contact, round 2, she muttered, then raised her voice to address the crew. "All right, people, let's show them what humanity's all about. Hail the approaching vessel and prepare first contact protocols." As the Daedalus moved to intercept the mysterious new arrival, back on Earth, humanity looked to the future with a newfound sense of purpose and unity. The galaxy had revealed itself to be a place of wonder and danger in equal measure, but Earth was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, ready to forge alliances, to learn, to grow, and to carve out its place among the stars. The age of Earth's isolation was over. The era of humanity as a galactic civilization had begun, and the universe would never be the same. The cosmic stage. As the Daedalus approached the edge of the solar system, Captain Zara Okafor felt the weight of history on her shoulders. This wasn't just another first contact, it was humanity's debut on the galactic stage. The entire crew, a mix of humans and cooperative Zarkoth, worked with focused precision, every action underscored by the gravity of the moment. "Unknown vessel is holding position just beyond Pluto's orbit," Lieutenant Kira Chen reported, her voice steady despite the tension. "They're not making any aggressive moves, Captain." Okafor nodded, her mind racing through protocols and possibilities. "Open a channel, all frequencies. Let's say hello." As the communication officer worked, Zalthar, the former Zarkoth sub-commander now serving as a liaison, approached Okafor. "Captain," he clicked softly, "I don't recognize the ship design. It's not from any species the Imperium has encountered." "Well," Okafor replied with a grim smile, "isn't that interesting? Looks like we're all in uncharted territory here." The main view screen flickered to life, revealing a sight that left the entire bridge crew speechless. The alien that appeared was unlike anything they had imagined. It seemed to be composed of swirling energy, vaguely humanoid in shape, but constantly shifting, with points of light where eyes might be. "Greetings, people of Earth," the being spoke, its voice somehow resonating directly in their minds. "I am Zephyr, emissary of the Cosmic Conclave. We have been observing your recent activities with great interest." Okafor straightened, acutely aware that she was speaking not just for her ship or even Earth, but for all of humanity. "Greetings, Zephyr. I am Captain Zara Okafor of the Earth Alliance ship Daedalus. We come in peace and friendship." The energy being seemed to pulse slightly, perhaps their version of a nod. "Peace and friendship are noble goals, Captain. But the galaxy is a complex place, filled with civilizations far older and some might say more advanced than your own. Your victory over the Zarkoth was impressive, but it has also drawn attention. Not all of it welcome. Back on Earth, in the newly established Galactic Affairs Command Center, President Reyes and her advisors watched the exchange with a mixture of awe and concern. Dr. Lydia Zhang, now serving as the head of Earth's Xenoscience Division, leaned forward, her eyes gleaming with curiosity. "Madam President," she whispered, "this is unprecedented. The Cosmic Conclave. It must be some sort of galactic governing body. We need to tread carefully here." Reyes nodded, her expression resolute. She tapped a command into her console, opening a direct channel to the Daedalus. "Captain Okafor, this is President Reyes. You speak with the full authority of Earth. Proceed with caution, but remember, we bow to no one." On the Daedalus, Okafor acknowledged the message with a slight nod before turning her attention back to Zephyr. "We understand that our emergence on the galactic scene may have caused some disruption, but we stand ready to engage with the wider galactic community, to learn, to trade, and yes, to defend our interests if necessary." Zephyr's form shimmered, the swirling energy intensifying. "Your species is young, Captain Okafor. Young, and, if you'll forgive the observation, somewhat brash. The Cosmic Conclave has maintained a delicate balance in this sector of the galaxy for millennia. Your sudden appearance and demonstrated military prowess, it changes things." Okafor felt a chill run down her spine, but she kept her voice steady. "Change isn't always a bad thing, Zephyr. Humanity has much to offer. Our creativity, our adaptability, our unwavering spirit. We don't seek to disrupt, but we won't be sidelined either." As the conversation unfolded, teams on Earth worked feverishly to analyze every bit of data they could glean from the encounter. In labs and think tanks across the planet, scientists and strategists pored over the implications of this new cosmic reality. In Geneva, the newly formed Earth Alliance Council convened an emergency session. Representatives from every nation debated furiously, trying to chart a course through these unknown waters. The revelations of the past weeks had shattered old enmities and forged new alliances, but now humanity faced an even greater challenge, finding its place in a galaxy teeming with ancient, powerful civilizations. Meanwhile, in the Amazon, the Earth Diplomatic Corps Academy was a hive of activity. Humans and Zarkoth worked side by side, developing curricula that blended the best of both species' diplomatic traditions. They were preparing for a future where Earth would need skilled negotiators capable of navigating the complex web of galactic politics. Back on the Daedalus, Zephyr's next words brought the crew's attention sharply back to the present. "The Conclave has decided to extend an invitation, Captain. We would like a delegation from Earth to appear before us, to present your case for recognition in the galactic community." Okafor's heart raced, but she kept her composure. "We would be honored, Zephyr. When and where should we appear?" "In one standard galactic cycle," Zephyr replied, "at the Conclave headquarters on Centauri Prime. We will transmit the coordinates. Be warned, Captain. This is not a mere formality. The decisions made at this hearing will shape the future of your species for generations to come." As the transmission ended, a mix of excitement and apprehension swept through the Daedalus. Okafor turned to her crew, her expression a blend of determination and wonder. "Well, folks, looks like we've got our work cut out for us. Set a course back to Earth. We got a lot of preparing to do." In the following weeks, Earth was a planet transformed. The impending appearance before the Cosmic Conclave became the focal point of global effort and attention. Every resource, every brilliant mind was devoted to ensuring humanity put its best foot forward. In orbit, construction began on a new generation of ships, designed to showcase the best of human and Zarkoth technology. On the ground, universities fast-tracked programs in xenobiology, galactic law, and interstellar diplomacy. The Earth Alliance, once a hasty wartime measure, was now being formalized into a true global government, capable of speaking with one voice to the stars. As the day of departure approached, President Reyes stood before a joint session of the Earth Alliance Council and the UN General Assembly. The eyes of the world were upon her as she prepared to announce the composition of the delegation that would represent humanity before the conclave. "My fellow citizens of Earth," she began, her voice steady and clear, "we stand at the dawn of a new era. An era where our horizon is no longer the sky above us, but the vast expanse of the cosmos. The delegation we send to Centauri Prime will carry with them the hopes and dreams of every human being, and indeed, of every sentient being who now calls Earth home." She paused, letting the gravity of the moment sink in. "This delegation will be led by Captain Zara Okafor, whose courage and diplomacy in our first encounters have proven invaluable. Accompanying her will be Dr. Lydia Zhang, whose scientific brilliance has been key to our technological leap forward. And, in a historic first, former Zarkov Sub-Commander Zalfar will join them, a living symbol of our commitment to interspecies cooperation and understanding." The announcement was met with thunderous applause, a sound echoed in gatherings around the world. As the chosen delegates prepared for their monumental journey, a sense of unified purpose swept across the planet. Schools held special assemblies, religious leaders of all faiths offered blessings, and citizens everywhere participated in a global wave of goodwill messages to be carried to the stars. On the day of launch, billions watched as the Daedalus, gleaming with new modifications and bristling with the best technology Earth could muster, lifted off from the Amazon spaceport. As the ship broke free of Earth's atmosphere, Captain Okafor addressed her crew, and through them, all of humanity. "We journey into the unknown, carrying with us the spirit of Earth. We go not as conquerors or supplicants, but as equals, ready to learn, ready to contribute, and ready to stand our ground if needed. The galaxy out there is vast and filled with wonders we can scarcely imagine. But no matter what we find, no matter what challenges we face, we will face them as we always have, with courage, with innovation, and with an unbreakable spirit." As the Daedalus engaged its faster-than-light drive, prepared to make the leap to Centauri Prime, a new chapter in human history began. The cosmos beckoned, full of promise and peril in equal measure. But humanity was ready, ready to take its place among the stars, ready to forge its destiny on the grandest stage of all, the infinite tapestry of the universe. The journey to Centauri Prime would be long, the challenges ahead daunting. But as the Daedalus vanished into the depths of space, one thing was certain: humanity's greatest adventure had only just begun.